Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're going to take a look at some more figures from Hasbro's Black Series 6-inch line, and in today's review we're going to take a look at a figure that was released to promote the Star Wars Battlefront video game. In today's review we're going to take a look at none other than this guy, the Imperial Shock Trooper. Now before I jump into the review of the figure, I do want to quickly mention that I haven't played Star Wars Battlefront. I'm probably in a very small minority, but I don't own a console, and quite honestly I'm just not much of a gamer, so I haven't had the chance to play it and I don't know a ton of information about this character. So if you're looking for any backstory or details on this character, you know, what his abilities or skills are in the game and all that sort of stuff, I am sorry to disappoint, but what I can tell you is that this is an awesome figure and is definitely one that you should consider adding to your collection. As always, if you want to pick this guy up for yourself, there's a link down below in the video description where you can do so. So before we take a look at the figure itself, let's take a look at the packaging that this guy comes in. And once again, we get the very nice third phase Black Series packaging design with this figure. As you can see, you've got the Black Series logo located at the top of the box, and down in the bottom corner you've got this really nice stylized image of the Shock Trooper himself. As you can see, he's accompanied there by the Star Wars Battlefront logo, and some of the red markings on the Shock Trooper have indeed been filled in on this stylized image, which looks really nice, really stands out and just gives it a slightly different feel to some of the figures in the regular 6-inch line. On the back of the box we do have that image once again of the Shock Trooper, accompanied by a brief description about the character, and just above that, where the number would usually sit, we just get sort of a blank box with the name of the character once again. Again, this guy is an exclusive figure. He doesn't fall into the numbered Black Series, so the number is of course absent on the side as well. As I said, this guy is an exclusive. I'm not entirely sure where he's exclusive to. I think in the US it may be Walmart or Target, something like that. And here in the UK, several independent chains have been able to pick this guy up. So again, if you want to add this guy to your collection, hit the link in the video description, which will take you to staractionfigures.co.uk, where at the time of filming this review, the Shock Trooper is currently in stock and available to buy. So grab him while you can. Now onto the figure itself, and as I mentioned briefly at the beginning of the review, this is a phenomenal figure. He is merely a repaint of the original trilogy Stormtrooper that was released very early on in the Black Series 6-inch line, but I do have a soft spot for that particular figure. Articulation on it is absolutely fantastic, the overall sculpt and appearance is superb as well, and coupled with the prequel trilogy era markings that this figure has, it just creates a really stunning look, and I'm very impressed with the overall figure. We'll cover articulation first and then we'll jump into some of the details of the figure. Obviously, with it being a 6-inch figure, he does have the premium articulation that we've come to expect. So he has a ball joint and a hinge at the neck, which allows him to look up, down and all around. He does have hinges at the shoulders, elbows and wrists. What I really like about this one as well is the fact that he has double joints in the elbows, which allows for added posability. Get some really cool poses out of this one. Some of the more recent 6-inch figures are missing these double joints and just have single articulation in the elbows, which is a bit of a downgrade and a bit of a disappointment in many ways. So that's one of the main reasons why I like this figure so much. We do also have a ball joint at the torso. We have hinges at the hips, double joints in the knees and double joints in the ankles. Now one thing I will point out is the fact that when you are posing this figure and taking him out of the box and doing all that good stuff with him, do be very careful with some of the joints. Originally I thought this was just my sample, but I've come to realise that it's a widespread issue, and there are a couple of people I know that have suffered the same fate. Is that some of the joints and articulation on this guy is very tight. The torso joint and the ankle joints in particular are very stiff, and I actually know a couple of people who have completely snapped off the feet of their Imperial Shock Troopers, so do be careful with the joints and with the articulation. Again, very tight, very stiff joints, very fragile plastic, so do be careful with those. Other than that, that slight issue aside, the figure itself is fantastic. Again, the overall look is superb. I really dig these red Shock Trooper markings. Again, these are prequel trilogy era markings that we are more familiar with seeing on the Republic clone troopers or the Shock Troopers from Revenge of the Sith. Obviously these markings have been slightly modified and brought to life on the original trilogy Stormtroopers, but they look really cool. Again, it's probably, you know, blasphemy for many original trilogy purists to see prequel era markings on a Stormtrooper, but I really like it, and again it creates a really cool look for the figure. In terms of accessories, this guy does come with, as you can see, the Length A blaster rifle that he holds in his hands. That has some really nice sculpted detail and some very nice weathering on there. And we also have the standard E11 Stormtrooper blaster rifle, which can be stored in the holster on the belt. The only real issue in terms of appearance with this guy is the fact that he is not 100% screen accurate from what I've read. In the game, I believe these guys wear these Sandtrooper backpacks, whereas we don't actually get one with this figure. Although if you've got, you know, one of the millions of 6-inch Sandtroopers that Hasbro have released, I'm sure you can borrow one of the backpacks from that figure and throw it on this one to complete the look. But other than that, you know, stiff joints and lack of backpack aside, this is an amazing figure. One of the things I really like about it, aside from the markings themselves, is that the armour has this really nice gloss finish to it. I'm not sure how well it stands out on camera, but you'll see on the boots there, for example, it just has this really nice shiny look. A bit of weathering wouldn't have gone amiss, but if we're going to get one or the other, you know, either a shiny look or a weathered look, I'd rather they did a good job with one of them, and with the shiny look they certainly have. So not a bad feel to the figure. Overall quality is superb, and again, overall appearance absolutely top notch. Really do like this figure, and I highly recommend that you pick this one up, especially if you're a fan of the Battlefront game. So I think I've just about covered everything with this guy. I hope you found this review useful, and I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this figure. Again, I do apologise I wasn't able to offer a little bit more information into the character, but again, I haven't played Star Wars Battlefront yet, so I do apologise about that. But hopefully in the very near future I'll be able to play the game. A couple of my friends have it, and with a bit of luck they'll let me play. They better let me play. So there we go. Hope you've enjoyed this review, guys, and I'll be back with many more very soon. Until then, as always, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.